Hey friends, Kylie here, your host of Dream On with Kylie Omiller, back for another episode with one of my professional lacrosse friends, someone whose smile is incredibly contagious, and a wonderful friend. Thank you as always for tuning in. These episodes are recorded from a live Zoom webinar that I hold through the KO17 Lacrosse app and are constructed into this Dream On podcast that you have found here. I hope you are gaining some insight from these episodes from some of the people that I have met through my lacrosse journey that have imposed so much of their wisdom on me. If you're loving our episodes so far, show us some love in the reviews and rate us 5 stars. Also, be sure to SUBSCRIBE. It would mean the world to us. All right, we've got another special guest this week, and I'm pumped to get right into it. Sarah Brown is this episode's guest, and I'm so excited for you all to dive into this conversation. SB, for short, is someone that I met through my professional lacrosse journey, and in this episode we talk a bit about how we played against each other in college multiple times, but never interacted until we were placed on the same professional team post-collegiately. Something that happens often in sports, especially in lacrosse, and something that is ever so present in mine and Sarah's friendship. I'm so grateful to have met SB and have played professionally with her for 3 summers now. Throughout the course of this episode, we talk a lot about our memories made on and off the field, our hopes and dreams for the future of professional lacrosse as we are living our own dreams in the present of it, and all about Sarah's story. She is resilient, passionate about the people in her life, and can sing the national anthem like no one that I've met. SB is a rock star, and I hope you enjoyed this lighthearted episode of Dream On. All right, welcome everybody to another Dream On episode with special guest today, Sarah Brown. One of my very good friends. I'm super excited about this episode. Again, I know I say this literally every time, but this one's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time, a lot of good conversation. And again, just a reminder for those of you listening later on the podcast, we are recording these live from Athletes Unlimited. We are here in our hotel. Today we're in Sarah's room, room 315, if anyone wants to come hang out.
Send me flowers or chocolate.
But yeah, it's a really cool opportunity because we're surrounded by such awesome, friends and lacrosse players and people, and we're just able to kind of like sit on each other's couches and have these conversations. So really unique opportunity, and I'm excited to dive into it. But a little bit about our guest today. Today we're with Sarah Brown. She is a University of Colorado Boulder lacrosse alum. She graduated in 2018, just like myself. She's a 2-time All-American defender. Let's go. First team All Pac-12 defender, Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year, and now professional lacrosse player with Athletes Unlimited. So Sarah, thanks for being here.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Oh, of course. I'm so excited. I know that we've been joking a lot about hoping that we're going to be appropriate here on this podcast. So
I say the right thing.
So we're going to try our best for our listeners out there. But first and foremost, we always like to start off to a good start on the Dream On podcast. So instead of just diving into your lacrosse background, I want to kind of get into how you're feeling today and just about life in general. So first and foremost, what is something that you are grateful for today?
Gosh, so many things. Currently very grateful for my mom. It's been a hard week, but today, I don't know, it's kind of like a refresher day. So woke up and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna reset. So it's been a good day so far.
That's awesome. I love that.
She's been with me through.
Your mom.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
She's a good lady.
She seems like a good lady.
She's a good one.
Shout out Sarah Brown's mom. But that's really great, especially, like we mentioned, we're here in Gaithersburg, Maryland. And where's your mom at?
She's in Colorado.
Yeah.
She's in Boulder.
So she's in Boulder, all the way halfway across the country. So that's really awesome that you can still have your rock here with you. All right, something that you're proud to say that you've accomplished today.
I guess practice.
Yeah.
We got after it this morning. Got going.
We're on the purple team together this week.
Go purple. And I think we did really well. We worked as a team together and fixed some little things we needed to work on. I'm feeling solid for this weekend.
Woo! Love to hear that. For those of you listening, Athletes Unlimited, we change teams every week. So last week, Sarah and I were actually drafted to the same team. We were on blue, which is exciting. And then on Monday night, I was the captain for Team Purple and drafted Sarah Brown back to our team. And so we're on the same team again. But we get to rock purple this week, so that's going to be exciting. All right, so
last but not least, and off to a good start, something that you're pumped to chase. Could be the rest of today, could be tomorrow, could be in your near future, long-term future. What are you pumped to chase?
I feel like I had to reset my goals and what I wanted, and so I think just yesterday we had the mindfulness, and I think some little things that I took away from that was just being a little bit more patient. So I'm excited about my new goals that I have created, and I'm hoping to kind of stick with those and be more mindful and just recenter how I look at life.
Yeah, awesome. And that was a workshop that you did yesterday with AU, right?
Yes.
Tell a little bit of it, our listeners, about what they've been having us doing here. Some of those.
Yeah, there have been a bunch of little
workshops.
Workshops.
Right? Yeah.
Workshops. So yesterday it was psychology, and at the end they just gave us like a yellow card, a green card, and a red card. And the green card was like when you feel the happiest, or like so it was like you would write down, you would feel confident, and just for me, bubbly and outgoing is when I feel the best. And yellow is kind of in that middle phase and what that looks to you. So maybe like overthinking, doubtful, maybe start to be negative. And then red is like anger and fear and just all the things. And then they gave us some tools to work with when you're getting in those scenarios, which was pretty cool. And I noticed that I did a lot of them, but I think recognizing when I'm in those areas and then being able to shift that mindset was really interesting for me, because I think I'll start to do it, but I'm not recognizing like where it should take me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I love all that psych stuff. So that part of the workshop was cool for me.
Yeah, that's really cool that they brought in red, yellow, and green cards too, right? Like,
yeah,
like the sport of lacrosse.
Yeah.
Lax is lit. So speaking of, I mean, we're obviously here playing lacrosse, and that's kind of how we met. That's how we became friends.
Yeah.
What can you come back to when we first met, and like what you thought?
Well, we met on the field, so I obviously hated you.
In college.
Like, who is this Kylie? Who is she really? Stony Brook. We played in a monsoon.
Bad, right?
The worst place I ever played at, in the middle of a monsoon. It was so cold. But like it couldn't turn to snow yet, which I was hoping for.
Yeah, you guys are used to snow out in Colorado, but
Yeah.
I know we would. It's so funny. Anybody that I talk to now, post collegiately, it's like, yeah, when we came and we played at Stony Brook, it was downpouring, it was freezing, and we're like, yeah, that's how we played all of our home games. We know.
So this last Sunday was fine for you.
Yes, last Sunday we played in torrential downpour, and it was usual. We call it our weather, but that's so funny because that was our first encounter in college, and we played against each other. But it's not like we introduced ourselves or anything like that.
So then we met in the WPLL for the fight. I don't really know, like our first.
Me either.
I don't really
I was
remember,
actually
but
trying to think about it, and
I
that's
was
why I
too.
asked you. See if you remember.
I think it was just like we met and then just became friends.
Yeah,
And then
because we were on the team for 2 summers together, right?
yeah,
Yeah, 2 summers together.
and then I just invited myself to do things with you.
And then here we are. Oh my gosh. I just invited myself to do things with you. No, but that's the beauty of it, right? Like, it's so funny because when you put it like that, and I always tell people about this, it's such a cool world that we live in, that we weren't necessarily rivals in college, but we were opponents, right?
Yes.
And like we didn't even know anything of each other, but we were just like, oh, that girl on the other team, like, I don't like her because she's good.
Yeah.
Right. And then like you graduate, you go play professionally, and then all of a sudden you're on the same team as some of these people. So you have to relearn how to like get that first impression and like see if they could be friends with you and everything like that. And it is funny because I don't remember our first like real like encounter either, but we did just like become friends over the last couple of years. And now I'm visiting you out in Denver, and it's so funny you said inviting yourself to do things, because what I immediately think of is 4th of July. The 4th of July, 2019. Mind you, all of our listeners, Sarah still lives in Denver. She still lives in Colorado, and I still live on Long Island in New York. So Sarah texts me, and it's in between. We have a long break between our one WPLL game and another game. So we have a long break. She's supposed to be in Colorado. She texts me. It's right around 4th of July.
I was visiting my friend.
I know. She texts me. She's like, I'm in New York. What are you doing? I was like, what part of New York? She's like, yeah, I'm in Brooklyn, right?
Yeah.
So she's in New York City. She's in the city. I'm out on the island. She's like, so what are you doing for the 4th? You got any plans? Well, we'll be at the beach if you want to come meet us. And for those of you who are listening who know what it's like to get from New York City out to Robert Moses out on the island, Sarah Brown was a trooper, and on the morning of 4th of July, hopped on a train out east, got from the train, got an Uber to Robert Moses Beach, and then walked about 2 miles along the coast of the beach to find me and my friends.
The traffic was so bad just on the island. It was the longest Uber ride ever. And I was like, just let me out here. I'm going to run.
I'm going to run.
It's like, I just need to be there. I just need to be on the beach.
Oh my gosh. And it was amazing. It turned out great. Like, you'd never met any of my friends before.
Yeah, I'm practically a Stony Brook alum now.
Yes, exactly. Just because of that one 4th of July. So I practically went to Stony Brook after that one game we played there in the torrential downpour. But I mean, again, like, that's the beauty of like the life that we're living, right? Like, as a pro lacrosse player, that's so cool that we get to do that kind of stuff. And then this past spring, I got to come out and visit you in Denver. We ran an event together, but we also like just made a weekend of it and had a good time. And
That was
like, yeah, that was a fun one too. All right, so the thing that brought us all together and all of us here in this lovely hotel is lacrosse. So can you talk a little bit about like your intro to the sport? Like, when did you first pick up a stick? Were you playing other sports? All that good stuff.
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Massachusetts, and I actually started playing boys lacrosse first. One of my babysitters actually ended up playing at Northwestern, and she started off playing boys lacrosse as well. And I always played sports with the boys, and they didn't have girls lacrosse yet for our age group, and I just picked it up and I loved it. And then when I moved to Florida is when I really started playing girls lacrosse, and I was a little pissed at first because I couldn't chat at that age, and that made me really mad.
You're used to the boys' rules?
Yeah, I remember yelling at a ref when I was like in 5th grade. My dad was like, "You can't do that, Sarah." And yeah, it was just, I loved literally playing any sport. I'm very competitive, but lacrosse was always that solid one that stuck with me, and I knew that it was like my sport that was going to take me places. So yeah.
So what other sports did you play growing up? And I know that you mentioned as well, you grew up in Massachusetts, you moved to Florida, and then
Boulder in 8th grade. Yeah.
Boulder in 8th grade. So you did a lot of moving around when you were younger, and like playing a bunch of sports. Was that difficult? Was that easy, the transition, bouncing back and forth from place to place? Or
yeah, I mean, it was definitely difficult. I played tennis, baseball, boys lacrosse, soccer. What else did I play? I was on the swim team.
Nice.
Volleyball, basketball. I golfed when I was really young in Massachusetts. Yeah, I have a really good swing, so muscle memory from when I was 10. This is nice of me.
We're cradling.
But what was nice was, especially at that age, sometimes I feel like it's hard. Like, I was at a different middle school for like 6th, 7th, 8th grade. So I think the thing that brought me closest and introduced me to a lot of friends was being on a sports team. And I think it's just a great way to connect and meet people like the same way we did. And in college, when you're in new places, I think that's what really helped me get through all the moving.
Was making friends on new sports teams and everything.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Made it easy, and like I think now it's easy for me to meet new friends because I have moved a lot and I like change. I just love meeting new people in general, but I think it's through all that moving and also just being on a bunch of different sports teams.
That's awesome. What do you think you learned from, like, I mean, you just listed like almost every sport in the book, but what do you think you took from
Probably missed one.
overall athlete over here? What do you think you like took from those other sports, maybe one in particular that kind of made you into the lacrosse player that you are, or even just as a leader, anything like that?
I mean, I think it's great to play multiple different sports. I think I also was an Irish step dancer just for a couple of years.
What?
Just for a few years, but I loved it.
I love this podcast because I just find out so many fun facts. You realize you're doing that before the game on Friday.
No, I'm not that good anymore. I did it like when I was super young, but it's just like you have to be really diligent. And my mom used to always say, like, she thought I had quick feet because of that. Like, I just learned it, and that muscle memory comes back immediately once you start doing something. And I think basketball transitions very well to lacrosse. Just a lot of the same movements, picks, all those screens, just the same type of movement, just 5 people. And yeah, I just think it correlates, but you're also able to, like, I just think it makes you better in different for other sports.
Absolutely.
It just all comes together.
Yeah, I think that was a really cool thing that, like, a lot of people have talked about basketball and soccer and even hockey too. Like, some athletes, like, very similar kind of crossover with the movements and skills and, like, muscle memory, like you said, but I don't think anyone's ever said Irish step dancing, so that's sick. And you do have really quick feet, so I think your mom's right.
Taking a quick little time out from our episode here to say a massive thank you for listening. Dream On started off as a way to have conversations with some of the people that I've been lucky to come in contact with and really dig deep into what makes them tick and how they've become so elite in their spaces. If you're enjoying these conversations as much as I have been, please consider rating us with a solid 5 stars and leave us a review. I love hearing all of your incredible thoughts on how we can continue to dream on together with these episodes. Oh, and subscribe if you're feeling cool. All right, let's get back to our guest.
That's awesome. Okay, so going through, 8th grade, you moved to Boulder, right? So then you've been there ever since.
Yes, when I graduated, I was in North Carolina for a year and a half. Then COVID hit, so I came back home.
Gotcha.
And now I'm in Denver.
Okay.
But yeah.
So moved to Colorado in 8th grade, and that's where you were for your recruiting process.
Yes.
What was the recruiting process like out there in general, and then just like personally for you?
Yeah, lacrosse wasn't very big. So in Florida, it was the town that I lived in. The high school had won like the championship, I think, like 15 or 20 years in a row. Like,
wow.
It was a bigger hotbed for lacrosse. And like middle schools had teams, and then when I got to Boulder, no middle schools have teams. They still don't have teams up there yet. And it was just a lot smaller. I had to go to Denver, and a lot of pros still have to go to Denver to play on teams, and it was just very different. So it just wasn't and we're trying to grow it out there.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't a huge sport, especially because girls soccer is in the spring, which makes it really difficult too, because that was a huge sport for me growing up, and I wanted to be able to play both, and that's what a lot of girls do as well. So that was rough, but I had, for my club teams and my high school team, I had good players and good coaches that really helped. But yeah, recruiting was it was pretty tough. I don't even know how your recruiting went, but I just had a really bad injury going into my junior year. I fractured my L4, L5, which is in your back. And so I had a bunch of schools drop me from recruiting me. I think that a lot of them didn't know exactly what it was, and I didn't even know at the time like how it was going to set me back. And luckily, I still had 2 offers left, and I worked really hard just to get back into shape and have to do a lot of core, keep those glutes strong. Yeah. And so you saw me before I got injured at a club lacrosse team, just kind of, it was a scrimmage between our team, just our grades. And so Ann Elliott saw me and she still gave me an offer. And yeah, so I got really lucky with her. I had doctors tell me that I didn't have the mentality to make it as a D1 athlete. And yeah, screw you, doctor. Here I am as a pro athlete.
Atta girl, we love that. No, that's a really, like, I asked about the recruiting process because, like, it's a really stressful time in general. And then to throw in something that, I know you even have said that in previous interviews too, that like the doctor said that you didn't have the mentality to get through it and be a D1 athlete, but they were probably even thinking like she might not even be able to get through this injury in general, you know, and just being able to like hear that as a young person in general, a young athlete that has aspirations to go play Division I lacrosse, and like you said, like when you fell in love with it, you fell in love with it, you wanted to continue to play. So what do you think like you learned from that, I guess, going through that really, really tough time and like still being able to come out on top?
I think, gosh, so many things, but I don't think anyone could tell me who I am or who I'm going to be. I think it was a mindset that I'm gonna do what I need to do, and you know, obviously having a comeback story or being able to, when people are like, oh, you can't do this or you're not good enough, not all the time you're able to show them or prove them wrong. And you might fail, but I think it's trying to either keep that mentality or that positivity, being able to turn it around in some way. But you know, if you work hard enough and you want it bad enough, then you can typically get through it. But I had a lot of support, and for me, it's the same way of having a team. Like, if my mom and my trainers weren't there and my teammates to like be like, we need you, and like that dream to be able to play D1, which was always my goal since I was in middle school, then like I don't know if I would have been able to get through it, even having that goal. And I think support, I know and I have learned recently even more so, is something that I really need. And I think a lot of the times I'm thinking like maybe in ways, if I'm not doing well, people should, I guess, know to support me. And I think I'm trying to learn how to be that support system for myself mentally. And if I need it from, I guess, in a different level, then I can go and ask for it. Yeah. Instead of just like getting in my own head, like, oh, why didn't they ask me to do that? Or do they not like me? Or like, are they not there to support me? And figuring out what you need and like being able to tell people exactly what you need, I think is really important. And it's a learning process. Yeah. Always, like not none of the stuff I'm saying, but a lot of the stuff I'm saying, I'm still working on and I'm still trying to figure out, because I'm still learning who exactly I am and what I need for myself. Yeah. So it's a lot of just a mindset, I think.
Absolutely. And I love what you said about leaning on your people, and that support system, especially in hard times, right? Like whatever injury it might be, whatever setback it might be, when you have support system around you, it's definitely not easy, but it definitely makes it easier.
Yeah, 100%.
And I also love what you said about asking for help, because I think that's something that not only you, definitely myself, I know a lot of people struggle with, is asking for help, especially when you're coming from, it's kind of like where we are in society, right? Like we're
Mhm.
strong, confident women. We're supposed to be athletes. We're supposed to grind through some things, right? We're supposed to be able to do it on our own.
Yeah.
So asking for help is probably one of the hardest things that we have to do.
Yeah.
So that's a really cool thing that you're working through personally, but also can inspire some of our young listeners to do themselves too.
My mom, she even says like recently, she's like, I am here to help you. Like all you have to do is ask. And I think sometimes we can feel alone and we're getting in that headspace like no one's here for me.
Yeah.
And like I'm by myself and people want to help.
Mhm.
Like even people maybe that you don't even know that well. I think if you confide in them, they want to support you. Like I think we don't understand that there is so much love out there because there is a lot of hate and negativity, but like on a team or your coaches or a teacher that you really love, people want to be there.
Yeah.
There's always somebody to lean on.
Absolutely. And it's no shame whatsoever in asking for it.
We can't do everything by ourselves.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
it's really difficult to do.
That's why there's 7 billion people in the world. We're supposed to be doing some things together here. That's awesome. All right. Well, let's also go back into like, so you said that Ann Elliott at CU Boulder,
Mhm.
she was the one who gave you a shot coming out of your
Yes.
recruiting process and your injury in high school. And what can you say about like deciding to go to CU? What drew you there? Were you excited to be around home? Were you excited about the campus? Like, what was some of your kind of like drawing features to?
I was not excited to be home. I lived like 10, 15 minutes away from Boulder.
Even closer to me.
Yeah.
Than me to Stony Brook. Wow.
And my high school was literally like, I was in a sorority as well. So my sorority was here and there was a hill and my high school was right there.
No way.
Like it was that close to campus. But I honestly, like in high school, I never went up to see you. Like I didn't really go like hang out or do anything. I went up once when there were like that when I was a senior and it was the first year of CU's team.
Gotcha.
So I went and like hung out with the group of girls once. So maybe went up like 2-3 times total. So it was honestly, I thought it was gonna be worse, but I needed to find my independence, and my mom and I butted heads so bad in high school. Like I was just like, I need my space, and my mom was like, I want to love you and hug you, and I was like, no. And she
That's so funny. Shout out to our moms. Sorry about that.
I do love you, mom.
Just had a weird way
A lot of
showing
shout
it
outs
when
to
I
my
was
mom.
16. That's amazing.
Yeah. So it was just like I needed that separation. So I didn't go home much my freshman year. I also didn't have a car then either.
Yeah.
But yeah, I needed to find myself and like what I needed.
Yeah.
But it was honestly not that bad for me because since I never went up there, it was honestly like being in a new town. And then once I got older, I went home.
Yeah.
A lot. But
what was it like playing for like a new program? Like you said, it was new. This second year when you got there?
Yeah, it was the second year.
Second year of the program, for a women's lacrosse program. What was it like playing for that kind of program, like going into that as a freshman?
You know, it was really cool. There were a lot of, learning aspects, and my freshman year we had all sophomores as captains who had only had 1 year under their belt, and hadn't had a new team come in either. So I think all around it was really like a learning curve, but it was cool that we came together and we were able to make it to the NCAA tournament by my senior year,
Which is incredible.
Was it my sophomore year? I don't know if it was my sophomore year too.
It might
Never. It could have been. But we really came together as a team on the field, and Ann Elliott, all of our assistant coaches are just incredible too. But it was really fun to be a part of something new and just set the standards for future players there, and try and set an environment which is really
And
cool.
culture, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like we get to say like me and Julie Lacella were the first team All-American, which is really cool.
That's really really cool.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so just like little things like that are fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then what do you think, like, so again, like you guys were kind of trying to create your own culture, which is really cool, like from the ground up, having that opportunity to do that. What do you think were some of like those traditions or maybe like pre-game moments or bus ride moments or random little things that you look back and that's what you like think of and get like teary-eyed, emotional, like you wish you could go back?
Oh gosh, so many.
I know, me too.
But we used to go off in the locker room. Like one of our teammates used to always set up like a DJ booth. So she would like always be like blasting off and like setting up a DJ. And that continued like when she graduated too. And then just doing like weird stuff like we some teammates cut out the faces of our coaches, and we had mannequins in our room that had like the uniforms for when like recruits would come through, and like
my gosh.
and they put them like the faces on each of the mannequins, and just like just silly moments like that. I guess is it was just always a good time. Like
Just having those good little memories, right?
yeah, we didn't have like a ton of bus rides because we flew everywhere really.
Okay.
But like when we were in California, we would bus from one school to the other, play
Gotcha.
Friday and Sunday.
Oh,
These 3-day weekends, they're nothing.
These
three
three games in a weekend. I know. I'm trying not to yawn over
Nothing,
here.
yeah.
I'm like, woo. Today was a tougher practice than I was anticipating.
They always are.
I know for our 3 teams they have been.
Yeah.
Everyone else is playing like kickball, but we're like 6s for an hour and a half.
I'm like so happy about it though. I feel good. I'm like, I wanna.
I know. I need that too. I think that's how we kind of operate. But
yeah.
Anyway, okay. So so any like when we're talking about kind of going through your lacrosse journey and everything like that, when you were at CU, did you have a dream of what you were going to do after college? Were you completely unsure? Did you know that you were going to go full on lacrosse as you went through?
I had no idea.
Yeah.
My assistant coach, Alex Frank, she was like, you should really do the WPLL. And I was like, I don't know if I want to play lacrosse. Like, I think I might need a break. Like, my summers are really a me time to decompress. And I'm really glad that I did.
Otherwise you wouldn't know me.
Exactly. I wouldn't be here right now.
It's true.
And actually I didn't really even know. Like I told her, I was like, yeah, I'm like not opposed. I was like, maybe for sure. Like, and then I just got a call that I had just been drafted and I had no idea. I was like, oh,
Nice.
okay. I was like, awesome.
Give them a
I guess I'm doing this.
What a fun draft story.
And so I'm so glad I did it though. Like it was such an amazing experience, and I got to meet all these amazing women. And I had told the same coach that if I didn't get an advertising job, which is what I majored in, then I'd be interested in coaching. And so then I was I couldn't find an advertising job clearly because I'm now coaching.
Part of coaching is advertising your team though, so you're doing something right.
Yeah, well.
So yeah, like getting into coaching and everything like that, did you do a little bit of coaching when you were in college, or was it just something that you just found out that you really liked, like being able to mentor young girls?
I only did a little bit in college. There was a club team that was in Boulder for a little bit, so I coached not a ton, but a little bit with those teams. And then when I graduated, I was a volunteer assistant at UNC Chapel Hill. And gotta say that because my Colorado folks, University of Northern Colorado. Like, no, it's not.
No, it's UNC Chapel.
I'm pretty sure they don't have a lacrosse team.
We're growing the game.
Yeah.
We're growing the sport.
And yeah, so I still didn't know after that if I wanted to coach. So the year after I was a volunteer, I was a videographer for the athletic department at UNC. And I really loved being in that creative position. But it kind of just came together when I was in Colorado that I would coach again. And, you know, there were so many coaches who impacted my life, mostly for the better. There were some that obviously weren't as good of mentors as I would have hoped, but the ones who did impact my life, I kind of wanted to do the same thing. It was kind of like a give back moment for me. And I'm sure you could say the same for some of your coaches. But like when we did another workshop. But one of the questions were like, who was that person who changed and impacted your life, or like changed it was like the turning point. And for me, it was Ann Elliott, just because she gave me that opportunity to live out my dream. And most people said their high school coach. Like pretty much every single person said a coach in their life. And I think that's really cool. I think it's awesome to say, I mean, sports make you who you are in general, but it's a lot of it is that coach. If it's mentally or physically, or, you know, like getting on that line and mentally and physically getting better. And just showing your potential. So yeah, for me, it was, when I coach, it's always about those girls, and not even necessarily lacrosse first, but trying to grow their confidence and strength and make them better people, and help develop them as young girls, young women. Because that was what helped me, and I want to be that support, and I want to I just love my girls. Like I want to be someone they can maybe say one day help them.
Was that turning point for them?
Yeah, just someone in their life that just could have helped them in any way.
Well, that's awesome, and I obviously can attest to a lot of those feelings. And I think that a lot of us can. And,
was your coach a coach in high school or something?
Yeah, I think a lot of my coaches, I was very lucky to have a lot of and that's one of my main things about playing other sports, is like I learned something different about life from all of the different coaches that I had in different sports.
Oh yeah.
And at different levels. And like without those different teams or those different sports, I would have never gotten those, you know what I mean? Gotten those experiences 100%. Or those lessons. So no, I think it's such an important job. It's sometimes a thankless job, you know, and it's sometimes you know, overlooked on the rank scale of like, hey, what do you do for a living, right? But like, it is the most rewarding. It is the most
absolutely
tireless, just kind of like incredible feeling to be able to see yourself in a young player, see someone else that you kind of like grew up with in a young player, and just be able to know how to help them in one way or another, or even just be there for them. So I think it's awesome what you're doing, for sure. Especially back out there in Colorado, right?
Like trying to grow the game.
Well, I'll come back out anytime. You know.
Will you?
Of course.
Yay. Okay, I'm keeping your word on.
If we keep having weekends like that.
Move to a new place, you gotta come out and see it.
Oh, perfect. There you go. Keep moving to different apartments. So you have to make me come see them.
You're forced to.
Okay, so I mean, talking about like the next generation and coaching the next generation. Obviously, we're here playing professional lacrosse and hoping to do something. You know, we got to play together in WPLL, and now we're playing together in Athletes Unlimited, and you know, just seeing a bunch of different versions of the pro game. It keeps just elevating, right? Because that's our goal. We want it to be sustainable. We want it to be long term. We want these young players to have something to aspire to do. So where do you want to see women's lacrosse in like 10 to 20 years?
Gosh, I mean, I'd love to be able to turn on like Fox and like every big sports channel, ESPN, like that would be amazing to see it, and just having the players be paid a full-time salary where they can live off of that and be full-time athletes. When I was in 6th grade, I just remember like a bunch of friends came over and were talking to me, and they're like, "Oh, are you going to be a professional lacrosse player?" And I was like, "No, there isn't even professional lacrosse."
Yeah.
And to be sitting here 3 years after I graduated, being a professional athlete, like I'm in where it is right now, it's one of the best feelings ever, because that was like a mental note I remember from 6th grade.
Yep.
And I just, from where we are, like it's taken time, obviously, but even just from the last 2 years to this year, like there's so much more that we can grow, and the sport's growing all over the country, and I think we can get there. I think we can get there pretty quickly, honestly.
Yeah.
And I think we have a lot of really strong and amazing women who are just as excited and hopeful and empowered to get lacrosse to where we want it to be, where it should be in 10 years. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I think we just continue to keep making strides, like you said,
Absolutely.
and finding new things that we can like continue to climb the ladder onto. Like we just kind of, and we are doing it together, which is really, really special.
Yeah.
So speaking of, you know, what did you say?
That was a good way to put it.
You're great. It was perfect too.
Mine was really long.
It's a podcast. You're supposed to talk.
I was on for hours. How long does this need to be?
I don't know.
What, a 5-hour podcast? I can be here. I got time.
Oh my God. I got time. Okay.
Hey guys, Kylie here. A short break from our conversation to remind you to check in on our social channels. You can find little snippets from our episodes on Instagram at dream.on_pod. And if you're a lacrosse stud looking for a unique way to train and develop into the best version of yourself, like our guest here most definitely has, check out the KO17 Lacrosse app in the App Store. That's KO17 Lacrosse. And at DREAM_ON_POD on Instagram. Come join the fam and we can keep dreaming on together. Okay, enough of that. We back.
Okay, so speaking of time, how do you like to spend your time off the lacrosse field? I mean, hobbies, other things that you enjoy. I'm going to hype you up right now. We're also just talking about sports being on TV and ESPN and all that good stuff. You have sang the national anthem with your sisters at multiple major sports teams games. So can we talk about that a little bit? Like, who is Sarah Brown off the field?
Oh, she's crazy. I don't really know her.
Who is Sarah Brown off the field? I don't know her.
I don't know. Yeah, she's more of an acquaintance.
Okay, how did you and your sisters get into singing?
My sister, Abby, my older sister, she got asked to sing the national anthem because she's been singing. She used to sing with a bravado when she was younger, which is very funny to watch back on. But she was always good at singing and got asked to sing the national anthem at like a little league baseball game.
Oh.
And me and my younger sister were pissed. They're like, why aren't we being asked to sing? And my mom's like, well, you can't sing. And she was like, she says this story a lot nicer than I but she was like, well, I'll teach you the harmony, and if you guys can harmonize together, then you guys can sing together. So my mom taught us the harmonies, and then we started singing more songs together, and I don't know why we did this, but we got up and we all pretended to play random instruments. It's like the worst video ever. We pretended to play instruments to sing this song. We just wanted to be the Dixie Chicks so bad, or now they're called the Chicks.
Yes.
But yeah, and then from there we got lessons, we practiced, and When when I was 9, we sang the national anthem at Fenway for kids opening day the year after they won the World Series.
Wow.
So we sang in 2005.
You were 9 years old.
I was 9 years old.
And your younger sister was younger than you, obviously.
Yeah, she was 7.
Wow.
Or, yeah. Is that right? Yeah.
Wow. I'm going to need to see a video of that.
Yeah. I think, yeah, it was on YouTube. I think. Wow. I don't know if it's still on there, but we always make fun of my brother because he was filming the players.
Oh my gosh.
And so like you missed like the beginning essentially when we were like starting to sing because he was filming the players instead of us.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's such a brother move.
It's such a brother. And then one of our coaches at CU, he was like my girlfriend's on the CU alum or organization team. Mm-hmm. And they were looking for someone from CU to sing for the like CU Rockies game. So we got to do that because of that. And the difference was we sang it recorded when we were 9 because we obviously didn't know how to sing with all the reverb.
Yeah.
And so we sang it live and obviously didn't practice. So that was interesting, but that was really fun. So I just emailed them up again. I was like, hey, do you need, because I still had their email. I was like, do you need more national anthem singers? All of my sisters and I are vaccinated. We can do it whenever. So my sister was in Montana at the time. So she flew out and came and sang with us. And yeah, so that was
a couple months ago, right?
Yeah. When was that? April or May? Yeah. One of those
the Rockies game.
Yeah. So
wow. And you by yourself sang it at WPLL. Right?
No.
Or your sister was there?
Yeah. And I sang by myself or not by myself. I sang, I guess my older sister always sings lead. Gotcha. And I sang the high harmony. My sister sings low harmony. So I did it once by myself or with my younger sister, but once singing lead.
Gotcha.
For senior day. That was very nerve-wracking.
Yeah, because it's just
we get to just rely on our older sister. But I was like, I can't do it if one of my sisters isn't there.
Yeah. I
was like, Audrey, you have to do
this.
Which
I'm sure you could.
I was like, Audrey, you could. Yeah, so she luckily made that 10 times better.
So do you play any instruments as well, the singing?
I do. I play mandolin, guitar, and a little piano and ukulele.
Wow. So music is a big hobby for you.
It's huge. For a lot of people, they like journal, but my journaling is like writing songs. Even if they suck, like I might not take it to a guitar, but like I just like if I'm upset about something, I just like write in like poem or song.
Mm-hmm. That's really cool.
Yeah,
I wish I had the ability to do that. I just write a poem and I can't put them anywhere. So.
Yeah, it's just like my little outlet for me. So I love listening to music. Mm-hmm. It's really hard for me to actually do work with music though because I just want to sing constantly. I'm always dancing.
I was gonna say I'm always looking at your playlist on Spotify looking for some new music. And every time we're together, it's like, have you heard this one yet? Have you heard this one yet?
I love music.
I know, but that's great. We need people like that in our life. Otherwise, we'll listen to the same 12 songs over and over again.
Yeah, which I do sometimes.
You have to sometimes. That's amazing. Okay, so we talked a lot about like things that you love to do, things that have inspired you throughout like your journey as a lacrosse player and off the lacrosse field. But one piece that we like to like finish out our little discussion with is an inspiration piece, and like one piece of advice that maybe a mentor or a role model or someone who has kind of crossed paths in your life that has stuck with you and forever will.
I was trying to think of this before. I feel like this should be really easy for me, but I think there's just like so much. I guess the biggest advice I'd probably have is, and I've heard from multiple people, but be yourself. And I think like in high school, I didn't have it very easy. Like girls were pretty mean to me. because I was myself. But it made me really insecure in a lot of ways. It was like, am I not cool enough? And that happens like all the time, even now. It's like but when I stop being myself and I get anxious about that, people end up liking me less.
Yeah.
Or they're like, she's weird. Or, like I do something because I'm trying to fit in and it feels like awkward and uncomfortable. And I think that energy comes across the same way. Like people feel that. And when you accept who you are and just like the person that you are, others do too. So it's not as and like when you can love yourself and project that out, people feel that too. It's just that energy. So yeah, I think obviously my mom probably told me that at one point.
We're gonna have to have your mom on the podcast.
You should. She'd be great. She's literally the strongest person I know and smartest. So
well, she's raised a good daughter.
Thank you.
Oh.
I'm gonna tell her that.
she's
gonna be like, no. I'm gonna be like, that's not true.
Oh my goodness. Well, amazing. I love that you said that. I mean, be yourself, and a lot of our pressures that we kind of work up inside our own head come from outside forces, right? Or come from wanting to fit in, or come from wanting to make other people happy. When you can learn to love yourself and project that kind of energy, you're most likely going to love yourself even more, and people around you are going to kind of cling towards you too. So,
and if like you're around someone who like makes you feel like you can't be that person, then maybe you don't need to be around that. Like you don't need to take on somebody else's energy that's making you feel worse about yourself.
Absolutely.
So learning to like, it's not a bad thing to cut people out of your life that aren't making you grow as a human.
Absolutely. You want the people who are gonna lift you up, not tear you down.
Yeah,
absolutely. All right, we have 2 questions from KO17 Lacrosse. From our fam here, they asked us some questions for Sarah Brown.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's exciting. I wasn't expecting any questions.
Oh, stop it. Okay, so what is one piece of advice you can give someone who wants to be the best defender that they can be?
I mean, for me personally, like I figure out the way that you learn. So if that's through like watching videos, like I really like film, and I need to have it broken down for me. So like every single time that I would watch film, I would do it one-on-one with my assistant coach. That's just like the way that I learn, and it helped me. Even if I knew kind of what I needed to do and I could see it, having someone tell me again and just watching what the attacker or that midi was going to do, then I could see it better on the field. So for me, it was watching film. For you, it might be doing footwork or getting out there. But I think something that I didn't do in high school, or I probably should have done more in college as well, was just, I think people think as defenders, you don't need to have good stick skills, but you 100% do. Like our whole sport is based around our stick. So making sure that you're getting out there and getting confident and comfortable with your stick, and just I think some other things are a lot of footwork.
Yeah.
Just being quick, but also, I mean, for me, I think the biggest thing defensively is doing stuff without my stick, because you can start getting bad habits. And I think when you start to lean, that's like the biggest habit that I can sometimes get back into, and just making sure that you're really staying straightforward and using your feet instead of your hands. So either not using your stick when you're practicing sometimes, and watch the hips. Watch their hips. These attackers are tricky. They try to dodge you and like do some fancy ass stuff. Can I say that?
You're good.
So watch their hips, because their head, their feet, everything. The stick, Like you'll get
busted in a
second.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay. Favorite athlete and why? I know the answer. That's why she's laughing at me.
Tom Brady.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
Tom Brady. Oh my God.
Why?
Tom, if you're listening, I love you. Please come visit me.
Why do you like Tom Brady? Why do you look up to him as an athlete?
Oh, he just, I mean, he's on, what is it, 20, I don't even know how many years now, 20 something years.
Yeah.
And he's now at this point, I mean, I loved him before he even went to another team and won the Super Bowl. But that just shows like he took pay cuts so that other people could be on his team. Like he's great, like vibes in the locker room. He's just that leader, and he's super competitive. He wants to win, but like he just, yeah, he'll just do anything to win. But it's that mindset. Like people are gonna tell him no. People are gonna be like, "Wow, you can't run fast," and he's gonna take that and be like, "But I can do all of this."
Yeah.
And like, he either went up to Robert Kraft or Bill, and once he got drafted, he said, "This is like the best decision you'll ever make." Or he said something along the lines of that. And you know, he might not be the fastest, but he's figured out a way that works for his body, like exercising, food, to keep him going at his age. And I think a lot of people are like, that's a horrible way, like you shouldn't do that. But everybody's bodies are different too, and so like it clearly works for him. And I think majority of that for him is a mindset. And for someone like me who can get in my own head, and it's just like a good person to look back on, because you know we're gonna fail, and I think he's failed plenty of times too, but it's also made him win a bunch of rings.
With a bunch of rings.
A bunch of rings.
Oh, amazing. Okay, so we do one last segment. It's called Quick Finishes. Woo! Because, you know, quick finishes in lacrosse.
Oh, well, for you.
Yes, exactly.
I don't want you to do quick finishes.
When we're playing on the same team, you do.
Yes, that's true.
Go purple, go purple.
Yeah.
Okay, so quick finishes, we just do a quick little like speed round of questions, just get to know you better, and that's gonna wrap up our episode.
Cool.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, I can't explain.
You can. It's okay. It's not. There's no real like crazy set rules.
These make me nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
Pizza or tacos?
Honestly, I would have said pizza like a couple years ago, but it's now tacos.
Oh. Okay. What's your spirit animal?
A dog. I've been around too many Long Island people. I'm saying dog.
Yeah, you just said.
I just said dog.
And then you.
Oh my god. Oh my god. The Parecas.
You're hanging out with me too much.
Oh my gosh. These Long Island girls.
It's the Parecas' fault.
A dog. Yeah, a dog. I actually asked people this morning. It would probably be a golden retriever.
Yeah.
I just love people. I love to play.
Okay. I love it. I love
to love.
There you go.
Okay. I
Okay.
just want to give everyone a couple.
Okay. I love it. That's fine. You can be a golden retriever. Okay. What is one band or artist that you want to see in concert right now?
So many. Anderson .Paak.
Nice.
He's just such good vibes.
Yeah.
Love him.
I think you sent me like multiple of his songs.
Probably.
Beach or mountains? Ooh.
Yeah, this isn't hard for me.
Okay.
I know I live in the mountains, but it's beach
Okay.
all day. I love the beach. I love any body of water. I will be in it.
See, I thought I was gonna really get you with that one,
I
but
know,
it's
yeah.
okay. It's fine. I'm not upset at all. What's your favorite dessert food?
Too many. I'm a dessert gal, but cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
Mhm.
Wow, you
I-
just threw me off there.
Yeah, I also love angel food cake, which a lot of people think is so weird. I love it. It's
Angel food cake.
Yeah, it's like the really like fluffy, like kind of like sponge cake, but
Oh.
even airier.
Even airier.
Yeah, it's like,
Sounds like I could eat some of that right now.
yeah, it's so good. I eat a whole entire thing by myself. Always.
What's your favorite jersey number?
Well, I've been 24 for a while, but 3 is my lucky number.
What's the best place that you've traveled to?
So many.
So it's
Only in
nice.
state, but my family and I go to this little island in Maine. It's called Cranberry Island. So it's just beautiful. No service. One general store. It's like
Wow,
Two-
just like
2 miles long.
off grid.
Off grid.
Very
Got to
nice.
take a boat to get there. Just
Very cool.
yeah.
Cranberry Island.
Cranberry Island.
What a fun little name.
Right.
Okay, last but not least, what's one thing on your bucket list?
To travel.
Yeah.
I think
Anywhere in particular?
anywhere out of the country, but also would love to go to Hawaii.
It's on the list too.
Yeah, just because you can get cheaper flights there, I feel like, than going out of the country. But Germany, would love to go back to Japan.
Yep. That's a good time.
Thailand, Switzerland, everywhere.
Want to go all the places.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Me too. Me too. Oh, well, that wraps up all of our notes here. But
No.
I know you could talk for 5 more hours, and I know we will later. So off air. But I just wanted to say thank you for coming on and hanging out with our KO17 fam and anybody who's listening to this. And again, I'm just going back to our point from the beginning. Like, super grateful to have you in my life, even though our paths didn't cross till later on. But that's the beauty of it, and can't wait to continue to grow this sport with you.
Thanks. You're an amazing host.
Oh, thanks so
You're
much.
so good.
Oh, thank you so much. All right, thank you everybody for listening. We will see you guys next time. Sarah Brown, everyone.
Kylie.
Oh, thanks.